Welcome back to another deep dive.
Right.
We are so glad you could join us today. For this run, we're pulling from a product spec page over at HDTVSupply, specifically looking at a piece of specialized audio-video gear, the Zenty ZT-278 video wall and edge blending processor. Our mission today is to, well, decode these dense technical specs. We want to reveal the hidden hardware magic behind massive, seamless, multi-screen setups without, getting bogged down in all the jargon.
Yeah, it's a really great piece of gear to look at. I mean, when you see a giant, perfectly synchronized wall of screens, it is easy to assume there's a complicated computer server rack running the whole show. But as we'll see today, that's definitely not always the case.
Okay, let's unpack this. We are looking at a box that easily connects to standard sources like PCs, PS4s, Xboxes, Blu-ray players, and pushes them out to expansive display environments. But reading through the documentation, I noticed there's absolutely no operating system requirement listed here.
Right, and what's fascinating here is that this is a pure hardware standalone system. That distinction is crucial because the processor handles all the scaling and routing natively without relying on a PC or external software. You get incredibly low latency. It's a very quick response.
No software overhead at all.
Exactly. And think about the why regarding security. By removing Windows or Mac from the equation, you completely eliminate the risk of computer viruses or network hackers taking down your display.
Oh man, I'm just picturing trying to run a massive sports bar display and having a software update notification suddenly pop up right across all the screens during the playoffs.
A total nightmare, right? Keeping it purely hardware makes complete sense. It just works isolated from those software vulnerabilities.
Here is where it gets really interesting, though. As a matrix switcher, it takes up to 4 inputs, that's HDMI 2.0 and DisplayPort 1.2, and routes them to 4 outputs. So you can display 1, 2, 3, or 4 independent contents at once.
Yeah, and having both HDMI and DisplayPort natively means integrators don't need a mess of adapters to bring disparate gaming consoles and PCs into the same matrix.
You can run one massive canvas or isolate independent feeds at the same time. But with so much image manipulation happening on the fly, how does it handle the physical overlap between screens?
That brings us to the edge blending capabilities.
Mm.
This is my favorite detail. It's how multiple projectors stitch together one giant, seamless image. Unlike software-based blending that eats up CPU cycles and can introduce lag, doing the overlap right on the hardware means zero latency for live events.
Which is huge.
It is. The Zenty allows you to set overlaps of up to 900 pixels to blend the edges of projected light. Plus, each individual output can independently rotate, flip, scale, and crop. You get total spatial control natively.
Wow. I also saw a frame lock function mentioned in the specs to manage all those outputs. For a setup manipulating 4 different high-res feeds, what is that actually doing behind the scenes?
It's actively preventing synchronization drift. When you're slicing up video across multiple displays, even a millisecond of delay causes tearing. Frame lock guarantees the refresh rates stay locked across all output channels perfectly.
So the image stays completely cohesive.
Exactly. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, the scalability of this hardware doesn't stop at just 4 screens.
Right. The specs mention dual loop through ports. I assume that's for expansion.
Yes. Because it has those dual loop through torts, the processor can pass the original untouched video signal straight down the line to the next unit. You can cascade multiple units together, making your final display scale virtually limitless.
So what does this all mean for you listening at home? Well, whether you are dreaming of the ultimate immersive wraparound gaming room or a massive custom sports bar display, the secret engine making it happen isn't a supercomputer. It is a fairly unassuming 2.2 kilogram, $700 standalone box sitting quietly in a rack.
And it even has a 25% off code right on the site.
Good catch. But really, it acts as the ultimate virus-free traffic controller for complex video mapping.
It handles the heavy lifting of routing, cropping, scaling, and blending without the traditional overhead, which raises a pretty big question about the future of displays.
My thoughts exactly. The specs note this unit supports HDR10, high dynamic range, and pixel-to-pixel 8K and 4K displays. If standalone consumer hardware can now seamlessly stitch together multiple ultra-high-resolution video environments entirely without a computer, how close are we to our everyday living room walls becoming fully mapped, customizable digital canvases? Something for you to mull over until next time.